Hello travellers, today we're going to be taking a look at the Wuben C2, which is a bit confusingly the larger version of the Wuben C3. I guess Wuben chose to name these like how A4 paper is named, where the smaller number means that it is a larger product, like how A4 paper is smaller than A3 paper. Anyway, this flashlight is a bit bigger and has a few more features than the smaller C3 flashlight. This C2 flashlight is 2000 lumens, maximum brightness, and also doubles as a 4800 mAh power bank for charging external devices. The milliamp hours will depend on the type of battery that you use. Included is a standard 21700 type battery, which in this case is a 4800 mAh rechargeable battery. This flashlight also accepts the smaller 18650 batteries, which can range from 2300 to 3500 mAh. But the one from Wuben that I have here, which is from the smaller C3 flashlight, is 2600 mAh. This flashlight is currently $39 on their website, and the links are below. I would also like to thank Wuben for sending me this product for review, but all my thoughts and opinions are my own. This flashlight has a flap on the side, which features both a USB Type-C and a Type-A port for charging external devices when you plug them in. I should note that the USB-C is for the charging of the actual battery in the device, and the USB-A port is for charging external devices. So the USB-C is like the input and the USB-A is like the output. It also has a nice big function button, which you use to access all the various modes, and the button has a glowing W, which I believe is for Wuben, that will indicate the battery level when you turn it on and off. There's also a function where you can keep the light on the button pulsating as a way to find the flashlight in the dark, but a bit more on that later. In the box, you get the flashlight with a 21700 battery, a USB Type-C to Type-A cable for both charging the flashlight and or connecting other devices, a lanyard, and a spare O-ring for the weather sealing. This flashlight has quite a focused beam and a large throw of 358 meters. And let's just get some of the other technical details out of the way. It weighs 185 grams or 6.5 ounces with the battery installed. It's IP68 waterproof and can be submerged for 1 hour at 2 meters underwater. It has a 1 meter impact resistance and features a luminous SST40 6500K LED and supports USB-C charging. The clip on this flashlight is also a nice and sturdy clip, but it is only in one direction. I do prefer clips like those on the O-Light, which have a dual direction, which means you can clip it facing forwards or backwards. Alright, so with all that out of the way, let's talk about some of the modes and the brightness settings. The instructions included in this graphic show all the functions and how to access them, and it's just a graphic, so I will try to explain the details here. When the light is off, pressing the button once turns the light on and off. Double tapping the button activates the strobe, and double tapping again changes it to SOS mode. Quadruple tapping locks or unlocks the button's function, so you can essentially lock it when it's in your bag. Pressing and holding the button turns the light on in eco mode, which is the lowest 5 lumen setting. So all of those functions are when the light is off. So when the light is already on, pressing and holding the button cycles through the different modes. So eco, 5 lumens, low, 130 lumens, medium, 400 lumens, and high, which is between 1200 and 600 lumens depending how long it's on for. Double pressing the button while it's on activates the turbo or max 2000 lumen mode, and double tapping again switches over to strobe and again to the SOS mode. Finally, when the light is off and you triple tap the button, it will activate the breathing light, which I mentioned earlier, or the slow pulsing of the W on the power button. This is to help find the light in the dark, or if you just like to see the little light pulsating. This also has its own auto off after a certain amount of time, which is not specified. While we're talking about the breathing light, it also does show you how much battery is left, and this graphic here again is a little bit hard to understand, but I believe that it translates like so. When you turn the light on or off, if the W remains a solid blue for 5 seconds, that indicates you have more than 90% battery. If the blue flashes intermittently for 5 seconds, that means you have between 90 and 40% battery. And if it's a solid red for 5 seconds, then you have between 40% and 15%. And if it flashes red, then you are between 15% and 0. Now this flashlight can also be used as a power bank, as I mentioned, and when you're packing light, you will appreciate items that can be used for multiple purposes. So this flashlight can therefore potentially replace my power bank and add a flashlight functionality for nearly the same weight, although a reduction in the max milliamp hours. For example, my current power bank is around the same weight as this flashlight at 180 grams or 6.5 ounces, but is a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank, so it roughly doubles the capacity, but it doesn't have the ability to be a flashlight. Overall, I think this is a great flashlight, and also it is handy that it can double as a power bank, and the price is quite reasonable too. It's durable, well built, and depending on the kind of travel you're doing, I think it would be a great addition to any backpack. So do leave a comment below if you carry a flashlight or a power bank separately, and be sure to stay subscribed to keep up to date with future videos.